Alright, this is the 9x20 GMN model MPS 3H-132 vertical spindle reciprocating table surface grinder. Are we at 208 volts?
Yes, it is. Three-phase. I'm currently running on 208.
Okay.
So.
Simple panel.
Yeah. It's all in there. Relays, couple transformers, not much in there. Couple of contactors. So. Disconnect switch. You already showed some of this. Manual lube is down here where the water line is floating in there. This all looks pretty good.
Good.
This is all good, and come around the front, we got the gauge. I'll turn on hydraulics right now, because they're
all right, let's start it.
Yeah, watch the needle, and I'll turn those on. So that comes right up, so. Hydraulics are up, that's it. 6/8 bar, I think it runs about 130 PSI. Coming around with hydraulics on, we'll do some things hydraulically first before bringing up the spindle and the auto cycle. Coolant and plug-ins over here. I've got the motor.
Coolant plugs in right there.
Right up there, I think on the bubble wrap. These two guys down there are coming to the machine, and they're all self-explanatory. There's no problem.
I'm just going to go to the coolant system real quick just to show.
Okay. Coolant here. Got 4 leveling pads down low. And documentation, schematics are all good. I checked them. Everything works for this machine well. So
got it.
No problem there.
Okay.
Back around to here, again, hydraulics. I've got a piece of metal here. Chuck's pretty good though. That'll kind of block just sitting here, but chuck is in good shape, manual chuck, so that's pretty good. So that's okay.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, it's a strong one, the manual ones. Hydraulics, we can go right to ram up and down. That's this guy here, the spindle. It's a lock and which is pretty cool. It's a lock and it's an elevation all at the same time. So you let this up and down. This is your course setting right here. And once you got that, just come on over, lock it down, done deal. That's good. Before we get into the controls, again, we'll stay with just hydraulics. We can turn on right here. This is speed control here from 1 to 10. I'm at 3. We'll bring it up a little bit. And we can open this up a little bit maybe. Speed things up. We'll tighten it up for auto cycle so it doesn't take so long. I'm at 3. This all sounds really nice. We've gone through the table bearings. You know that already, Pete. All the bearings have been gone through, clean, oiled. The lube works. New cup seals on the double-ended cylinder rods. That's all good now. So runs clean, runs smooth. Here's full out. Here's 6. I haven't even taken it up here. Let's see what we can get. 8, 9. That's full out. 10. It's pretty good stuff. Go back down a little bit to maybe 3 or 4. Close these up and we'll get an auto cycle going. Show you a little bit on the auto feed here. A little bit more. Okay, we'll leave it at about 3 for now. It's on. For what it's worth, hand wheel. Just a manual spring-loaded lever. That works. This works. That's everything up front. Back on the hydraulics. Come on over here a little bit. I can show you some of the things on here. Main on-off control switch for the whole feed. A couple of fuses. The dials. A couple of levers are broken, but realistically, you can still dial them and they all work. I've got my course setting at 20 or couple thousandths. Fine feed setting, and this is my return setting, how far back it'll go after it's done feeding in. And this is manual right here. Anytime you use the switch or during auto feed, that light will let you know that you're feeding. So this is up. And if you notice when I hit this up, you see the wheel right there going up. That's our feed.
Do it again.
That's the 0 going back. Up is maintained. You can leave it like that and it'll just go forever. Or down, which is momentary contact naturally because you're going down. So we'll leave it right there. Our auto cycle is going to go about, couple thousandths only until the 0 comes right to that. You can't see it too well, but there's a little cut right in the wheels. They're cut into tenths. When our 0 comes right about there, we're done with our auto cycle. Moving on back across here, this is our hydraulics, of course. This is spindle. We'll start that up in a second, and this is auto feed. So anytime I want to start feeding, in fact, I can feed right now without the spindle, just by hitting this. Now watch this light. Every time you see that, it's feeding. And go over here, that's our coarse feed. I can speed it up a little bit to move that on, but just watch the coarse feed, and just about it gets to about 1,000th before the 0, it goes into fine feed. I've got that set for about a couple of tenths only. A little bit quicker here. Here we go. You'll watch it slow down in a second here. Oh, we got a ways to go because I backed it up manually. Yeah, we got another 2 thousandths to go maybe. It'll stop right about there, or slow down. Transition to fine feed. Maybe this one here. There's fine. Now that'll go for 4 or 5 more times, maybe about a 1/2,000th. And then when it stops, you come back over here, we've got our spark out dial. It should spark out for about 10 seconds, but stay with the dial for now to watch it reverse out of there. Okay, now we're sparking out. I think we're set for about 8 seconds maybe. Let's see, 7, 8 seconds. If all goes well, it should come right out of there then. There you go. And that return right there is what this last dial was I was explaining. This is the up control right here for how far up you want to go. And the spark out timer that we just witnessed is right there. So I've got it, it'll go all the way around. That's the equivalent of about 6, 8 seconds. Coolant right here, and I need coolant on anyhow to keep spindle going. I'm going to run the spindle. In fact, I'll shut the hydraulics off and run the spindle by itself. I'll shut the table off. That's done. Just to hear the spindle for a few seconds, and then we'll run a whole cycle with everything going. That'll be it. They're running a polishing pad on here, I guess. As the gentleman already knows, we get all these other heads over here with the grinding wheels. So I just left that alone for the sake of our video here today. You can see I got the guard all the way up so you can just kind of see. They got like an aluminum head and a buffing wheel. I'm not sure what they were doing, but there's 3 speeds on the spindle under this guard. Right now, presently, we're at the middle range. You see here, we're in the mid-range right now, which is 175 to 200 on the wheels. So that's all good. And I'll leave this on, and I'll turn the table back on, and we'll do another auto cycle, Pete. This is full auto. Spindle, coolant on, even though it's not hooked up, the coolant's on, we never plugged it in. And same thing, I'll start feed. You see the wheel, you see the light, both at once. You probably get them both in here, and you see the dial moving over here. Coarse feed for maybe two more times, maybe 3. It'll go into fine. There we go, just fine. Fine feed's done. Timing out, or spark out. And then what happens now, theoretically, is you come down here, and now that it's done doing that, you pick this up, and you let it park itself to remove your parts. It stops on the dog, but doesn't reverse it, which is good. Then you take your part off, you're all set to go, and you flip it on. That flips back up by itself, and you come back over here and start feeding again. And we're right back doing another cycle and repeat the whole process. So we'll finish this one off and we're good to go. Return, park it, cable off, spindle off, coolant off, hydraulics off, control off. We're done.
It's Miller time.
Did you put that